Vice Chair Camarillo, I bring this meeting to order. City Clerk, can we have roll call, please?
Chair Castro, excuse. Vice Chair Camarillo.
Here.
Member Flank. Here. Member Iturralde, excused. Member DeVille, excused. Member Cruz.
Here.
Member Burgess.
Here.
Member Espinoza.
Here.
Member Lightfoot.
Here.
Member Lopez de la Torre.
Here.
Member Moore.
Here.
Member Jones.
Here.
Member Hernandez.
Here.
Member Diaz.
Here.
Member Moda.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, City Clerk. Agenda item number 2, announcement regarding compliance with open meeting law. City Clerk, are we in compliance?
We are.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3, public comment. Comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Seeing that there is none, we move on to agenda item number 4, presentations on Youth Neighborhood Association Partnership Program applications submitted by Read Up Youth, Little Libraries, Big Future, Las Vegas Alumni Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Incorporation's Dr. Betty Shabazz Delta Academy, Rose Book Drive for Kids, Senseis and Samurais, Moments, Music Matter, Operation Chill Crew, Beat the Heat Baskets, and Top Enrichment Community Development Corporation, CDC. Top Enrichment CDC Literacy and Reading Enrichment Program. Note, presenters listed above that do not appear during this meeting may be allowed to present at the December 15th, 2025 meeting, if excused by the board at their originally scheduled meeting.
Tara Manor here for the record. We are here on Thursday, December 11th. This is our 4th day of presentations. Thank you all to the board members for hanging in there with us. This should be our last day of presentations. And we have our first group here. We have, let me make sure. We have Senseis and Samurais, Moments, Music Matter.
Hello and welcome to the Youth Neighborhood Association Partnership Program Grant Review Board Meeting. My name is Chloe Camarillo and I am the Vice Chair of the YNAB Board Meeting. You have 5 minutes to make your presentation, then the board will have 5 minutes to ask any questions. Please introduce the name of all of your group and have all of the members state their full names. This meeting is being recorded, so we will need you to speak loudly and clearly. You may begin when you are ready.
Hello, I'm Layla Willis.
Hello, I'm Elila Trammell.
Hello, I am Lovely Carla Davis. And this is Moments Music Matter. We've had personalized planning with music producer Kenneth McClinton, aka Black Sam. And we are here today with promoter Fly Tie. Now, I have a question for you judges. How does music inspire you? Let me tell you why music matters to me. Music matters to me because it reminds me how music has impacted us culturally as a community, from jazz to hip hop to rap, all over the years. It reminds me of how the history behind the music deeply and fills me with joy and reminds me of the history behind it.
Music matters to me because it helps motivate us emotionally and physically, and it helps us get up to make sure that we remember things and make sure that we're still happy and enjoying it while doing it.
Music motivates me personally because I am a producer myself. So I not only make music, but I enjoy spending time and putting my time and energy into that.
Music in motion. Since music is something special to most people, we want to show how music has evolved over time. How we will use our time researching DJs, talking to the community members, including students who are interested in music. We pledge 40 hours multiplied by 47 volunteers. We will also allow students who are interested in music to help build our exhibit so it can mean much more.
We also plan to hold this at Northwest Career and Technical Academy, and we are also open to any other schools. With our budget, we plan to use it on things such as clothes, boombox, speakers, and other things relating to music. You may be wondering, why are you using money on clothes when you're talking about music? Clothes is also another way of expression when talking about music. Back in music videos, you see certain people wearing certain clothes and like, oh, that's the trend. So that's why we're using it. And now we're gonna give you a visual on what we're gonna do. So here you see a cassette tape. Back in the day, people often listened to music through cassette tapes and boom boxes, and now you can listen to music digitally, like on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. And here are some examples of how we would want our display to look. This is an AI generated example, and we plan to use all of these and make our vision come to life. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you for sharing your Why Not project idea with us. At this time, our grant review board may ask follow-up questions. Does anyone have any questions?
Hi, Member Trevino for the record. Hi. In here, there's 4 options. It says tribute to Las Vegas, DJ and DJ and DJ. What does that mean? And it costs $100 each. What is that?
What was your question?
So there's a page that says items to purchase for the project, and there's 4 things that said tribute to Las Vegas DJ Kelly J for $100. Is that like, are you buying something or what is it?
Those are actual DJs we plan to interview.
Okay.
In our community service, we plan to interview different producers, DJs, people involved in the music community locally.
And you're giving them $100 or?
No, that's like based off our time and like where we'll do it at.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Member Lightfoot, can you, because I have somewhat of an understanding of what you all are planning, but can you walk me through, like, so day of the of your project and your event, can you walk me through, if I'm an attendee, what will I be experiencing? What is it going to be like?
What you will be experiencing is just a look at how time with music has changed over the years. Like I said, jazz to rap that we listen to in today's day, but also just showing the difference of how music was today rather than how it was back then.
Member Moore here. So on that same items to purchase page, I see that you guys have 4 to 8 stipend gift cards for participating youth. How would you decide who to give those to?
With that, we will also try to pull kids from the program called Reentry Program, and that's in there. It's also an audio production program, and we can pull volunteers from there.
Member Moore here again. So what would you use? So you would give the gift cards to the kids, or?
We would try our best to choose the volunteers that we feel genuinely is very passionate about helping us because this is overall a thing for the community, not just for certain people, but for everyone involved in it. So we'll try our best to make sure everyone's included with that, but pick out the people that, a large group of people, of course, to give that out to.
All right, thank you.
Member Diaz speaking for the record. So a couple questions. First, what do you hope to be the result of this exhibit? How do you hope to impact the community?
How we hope to impact the community is just to make sure that they know that not only is music just words that you listen to on a daily basis, but it could impact you in many more ways than you could realize. Because music connects us all to emotions, which I feel like many of us can relate to. That music isn't just words, it's emotions that we feel.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And if in the future this were to take off, would you consider expanding the genres to world music? You know, music from all over the world?
If possible, we would love to do that. That would sound amazing to us because we want everyone to feel included, of course. This is for all communities, all races, all ethnicities, so we would hope so.
Thank you.
Hi, Member Trevino for the record. Okay, so this is the picture that you show us, kind of like the examples of how you were gonna put it, right? Where is this gonna be located? Is it in a room or an aisle?
We plan to locate this in Northwest and or in our galleries.
Okay, and your guys gonna be there, like sitting, interviewing people, or just playing music, or how will that work?
Music and have it like a very interactive visual.
Meaning, like a video or
Like everything on it was instruments and listening to music and
1 minute.
and you're gonna just invite people to come over?
yes, and tell them about our music that matters.
Like, we very much hope to showcase many different music objects, such as cassette tapes, boom boxes, CD players, things from those times, since you don't really see that as much as you do now. Since you have a speaker that could connect through Bluetooth, we would be showcasing a lot of various different music objects. So from then to now, we'll just be showcasing those type of things.
Kind of like a museum?
Yes.
15
Okay.
seconds.
Thank you.
Member Lopez de la Torre. So while you guys are showcasing and I guess it's interactive and they're probably going to be playing these musical instruments, are you guys going to like turn it into kind of like an educational thing where you're telling them how these things work as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
The YNAP Grant Review Board will be voting on the recommended YNAP funding awards at a later meeting. The YNAP board will be presenting those recommendations to the City of Las Vegas to the Las Vegas City Council on February 4th, 2026. Tara Manor will notify your group with information about the YNAP board's recommendations within the next 3 weeks. If you have any questions before then, please contact Tara and she will assist you. We thank you again for your time and your presentations. You did a very good job. I apologize.
Thank you guys so much for this opportunity.
Tara Manor here. The next group that we have is Read Up Youth, Little Libraries, Big Future. You can adjust them. You got your clock there for 5 minutes. We'll help you keep.
All right, perfect. Hello, and welcome to the Youth Neighborhood Association Partnership Program Grant Review Board meeting. My name is Chloe Camarillo, and I am the Vice Chair of the YNAB Board. You have 5 minutes to make your presentation. Then, the board will have 5 minutes to ask any questions. Please introduce the names of your group and have all the members state their full names. This meeting is being recorded, so we will need you to speak loudly and clearly. You may begin when you are ready.
Hello, we are Read Up Youth. My name is Celine Chang,
And my name is Rohitha Bhaskaran.
and we're super excited to be introducing our project today. So, what is Read Up Youth? Well, Read Up Youth is a 501c3 organization that encourages students to learn to love to read, helping bridge educational disparities in underserved communities.
And one of the biggest reasons we're doing it specifically in Las Vegas is that 2/3 of the students in the United States, but specifically in Las Vegas, are reading below grade level.
Also, a big part of our inspiration is my own grandma. She grew up not being able to read because she was not allowed to go to school past elementary school back in China. So this became a huge inspiration for us to make sure that kids do get the opportunity to learn knowledge and be able to read.
And as students in Nevada's education system, we have faced this disparity on the first-hand level. Therefore, we want to make it better for ourselves and the future generation. And in the past, we've done multiple service programs with our nonprofit through book donations to elementary schools and commissioner events, authors' corners with famous artists and authors like Dan Gutman, through our artificial intelligence app that we've beta tested with multiple elementary schools, our book club, as well as our art volunteer program, where students like us help students like ourselves as well.
And now we want to talk a little bit about the organizations we've already worked with in the past. We worked with After School All Stars Las Vegas, Little Bit Foundation in Missouri, as well as communities and schools all across the nation, as well as Head Start Nevada. And we've also worked with the Boys and Girls Club across the nation. In total, we've impacted over 5 different states and 23,000 students, as well as internationally in both China and the Philippines.
So now we're going to introduce our project, which is Little Libraries, Big Futures. What we want to do is that we want to build little free libraries all around Las Vegas and create free grab-and-go books for everyone around the valley, rather than going to schools directly and commissioner events directly and having them easily accessible to people 24/7.
So a big inspiration for this is the shortage of little free libraries. Elementary schools like Elaine Wynn Elementary do have access to a little free library, and we saw how excited the kids were when we dropped off books in the little libraries and how excited they were to pick up books. But some of the other elementaries that we've donated books to in the past do not have access to little free libraries, which would offer an opportunity for these students to have access to books on a wide scale. And also in addition to this is with recent reports of Nevada's reading levels, we see a very severe literacy crisis, so we want to help alleviate that as much as possible.
Yeah, so if you take a look at this map right here, we have provided 8 locations where we would prospectively put these books. We looked at the demographics of where people don't have books and schools that are Title I and targeted those schools explicitly. And here is a list of what we would do and how we'd go about it. So first, we're going to assemble our team and our volunteers. My teammate will go a bit more in depth into that, but we will also create STEM learning, which we believe is super beneficial for students. We will build these little libraries, and then we will use our art volunteers to paint them as well. Next, we will distribute these to 8 different locations all across the valley, and today in the present, we will also continually fund these libraries and give them books in the years to come.
All right, so we want to go over a little bit about our funding asks. So our request is $1,600, and we can go over a little bit of this into more detail. So first, we're looking at the little library, the cost of the wood and other materials to build it, and that is the first cost of $431.92. And our second cost is varnish to make sure that these little libraries will be able to withstand rain and rust. And then our second cost is looking at the paint in order to design these little libraries and make sure they're as creative as possible. And then also, in addition, we put the cost of the paintbrushes, and would also like to donate more books to be put into these little libraries across the county. And the last bit is other additional costs for our volunteers when they are painting and making the little libraries. So previously in our grant history, this is our first time applying for YNAP. And in addition to this, just to talk a little bit about volunteers, we're expecting around 20 to 30 volunteers who have pledged over 125 hours towards this cause.
And we kind of just want to go in and like talk about why we do this. Like us as students in Nevada have felt like the disparity firsthand through our test scores, and we kind of just want to help our siblings and as well as the students at the elementary schools and middle schools we once attended.
Thank you for sharing your YNAB project idea with us. At this time, our grant review board may ask follow-up questions. Does anyone have any questions?
Member Trevino, for the record. The map you showed us is where you want to put the little libraries, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Tara, doesn't the projects have to be within the city of Las Vegas?
Yep, Tara Manor here for the record. All of the YNAP projects have to take place within the city of Las Vegas limits.
All right, yeah, no, that's okay. We'll just switch a bit more into places that actually do matter, like North Las Vegas as well as Summerlin South. I apologize. We'll just switch them over.
Tara Manor here for the record. So Summerlin is part of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas is not. So projects have to take place within the city of Las Vegas limits, meaning they cannot take place in North Las Vegas, Henderson, or in unincorporated Clark County.
Got it. In the past, we've had multiple elementary schools that do fall within these city limits, and we will be more than happy to incorporate these little libraries there.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to.
Charmander here for the record. Sorry, Charmander here for the record. We can also provide a list of Las Vegas schools that can help a group decide where they're going to complete their projects.
Member Moda for the record. I was just wondering, where will you be building them? I know you'll be building them at the sites, but where will you be like painting them in?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So we have already looked at potential libraries and also other venues where our volunteers can come together, build and design the little libraries, and then later on, our volunteers will work to have all of these libraries, little libraries, distributed to the elementary schools that we will partner with.
Thank you.
Of course.
Member Moore here. So I know you guys are doing like a pop-up library style. Do you guys have permission for where you plan to put the libraries already, or?
Yeah, so we believe that we would work with our potential partners that we've worked with in the past with their little libraries, because some of those elementary schools that we're partners work with currently do not have little libraries, so we would get in contact with our partner and deliberate on that issue.
Yeah, and one specific example at Elaine Wynn Elementary School, which we do like very often book donations at, there is a little free library that we like actively contribute to, so we don't see a big issue when it comes to producing more free libraries in the future.
Member Lopez de la Torre, have you guys already cross-referenced the Little Free Library website and to see where they have them placed and all that?
Yes, we've both taken a look at the Little Free Library locations, and so we would be specifically focusing on elementary schools instead of putting it in a general free public area.
Okay, perfect. And then regarding your budget, so are you guys just gonna buy all those materials and start from scratch? Because I know they have a set, if you were like look online and see they have like pre-made ones that you can purchase. So did you guys like kind of value engineer your budget to see what would be more feasible for that?
Yes, we did. The main reason why we looked at specifically building the little libraries themselves is these kits, they do have already these library pieces built, but it would need to be screwdriver together, etc. And we really want to get kids involved, especially because STEM activity is so important.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Do our board members have any more questions? Seeing that there is none, the YNAP Grant Review Board will be voting on the recommended YNAP funding awards at a later meeting. The YNAP Board will be presenting those recommendations to the Las Vegas City Council on February 4th, 2026. Tara Manor will notify your group with information about the YNAP Board's recommendations within the next 3 weeks. If you have any questions before then, please contact Tara and she will assist you. We thank you again for your time and presentation.
Okay, Tara Manor here for the record. The next group that we have is Las Vegas Alumni Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Dr. Betty Shabazz, Delta Academy, Rose Book Drive for Kids.
Good afternoon. My name is Zoe Lewis, the youth leader,
Hold
and
on,
our
please.
project. Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Hello, and welcome to the Youth Neighborhood Association Partnership Program Grant Review Board meeting. My name is Chloe Camarillo, and I am the Vice Chair of the YNAB Board. You have 5 minutes to make your presentations. Then, the board will have 5 minutes to ask any questions. Please introduce the name of your group and have all the members state their full names. This meeting is being recorded, so we will need you to speak loudly and clearly. You may begin when you are ready. And please make sure to speak into the mic.
My name is Zoe Lewis, the youth leader, and our project is the Rose Book Drive.
My name is Zara Hodge.
My name is Kamaria Pierce.
My name is Noah Moore.
My name is Aaliyah Hinton.
My name is Kylie Mack.
We are Dr. Betty Shabazz, Delta Academy of the Las Vegas Alumni Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We are a group of middle school girls who come together for community service, personal growth, enrichment, scholarship, and sisterhood. Our project aims to help encourage and improve early childhood literacy skills in the community in a way that can be both educational and enjoyable for the kids. We plan to accomplish this by giving young kids books and other items to create a comfortable and safe environment that will not only encourage reading, but give a good lasting impression. The Rose Book Drive will benefit the community because it will provide activities for kids to do alone or in groups. Overall, we plan to bring kids together through books.
What's inside the packs? Dr. Betty Shabazz Delta Academy members will assemble the kits to include these items: 2 books, 1 fruit snack, 1 fidget toy, 1 blanket, 1 stuffed animal.
Okay, so we will pledge 10 to 16 volunteers, and as a whole, our group will pledge 111 hours in total, and volunteers will assist with purchasing books and packaging kits that benefit everyone. So for our budget, for our books, they will cost a total of $1,300. For the fleece blanket, they will cost a total of $360. For the fruit snacks, they will cost $63. For fidget toys, they will be $35. For drawstring bags, they will cost $100. For stuffed animals, they will cost $142. So in total, it'll be around $2,000.
For the project delivery, we will be gathering new or gently used supplies from the community, sorting the supplies, assembling kits, and double-checking bags, distributing bags to Helen Tolan and Kermit Booger Elementary Schools.
Our project timeline starts in February of 2026, and in February we plan to identify the number of schools and participants and review our budget and order supplies. In March, we plan to promote our book donation drive. In April, we will pick up the books for the kids and sort our supplies and assemble them. Then in May of 2026, we will gather pictures and report our project.
In conclusion, our goal is to accomplish assisting young children with their literacy skills. In addition, we are helping them to prepare for kindergarten and later on in their academic career. Included in the kit alongside the books, there are fidget toys and blankets to give them comfort while they read.
Thank you for your time.
Vice Chair Camarillo, thank you for sharing your Why Not project idea with us. At this time, our grant review board may ask follow-up questions. Does anyone have questions?
Member Lightfoot, you mentioned the schools, Helen Tolan and Kermit Booker. Are you distributing at the schools or are you distributing to students who attend those schools?
We will be distributing to students who attend those schools around the preschool age.
Around the preschool. Thank you for that extra bit of information because I was going to ask a question off of that, but thank you. I'll ask another. How how are you choosing which books you're going to put in the packs?
We're choosing, like, we already chose what books to put in the packs based on how easy they will be for the kids to read and how educational and enjoyable.
Okay. And then since they are in preschool age, going to kindergarten, do you all plan to maybe read to the kids also to help them learn, or are we trusting that their parents are going to spend some time with them to help them learn the books?
I think it would be really good if we read to them as well, and if we would, we could.
Okay. Well, if you have the time and if you guys think about it, I think that'll be a great addition to your project.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Member Diaz speaking for the record. Does each pack have the same books for each kid, or do they vary from pack to pack?
I think they all have like the same books. I don't think it varies.
Okay.
Vice Chair Camarillo, I would recommend having a couple different books in each one, in each pack. So not having the exact same books in each one, just to enhance their learning.
Remembering back, I remembered that we did choose 4 different books, and since we're gonna have 2 in each, I think does vary from pack to pack. I just remembered that. Sorry, apologies.
Member Lightfoot, another suggestion. Well, let me ask this: how do you guys plan on keeping track of your data, as far as if it actually helps the kids learn how to read a little bit, or do you guys have a plan to track any data?
I do not think that we did have a plan to track data, but I think we could do that by asking the teachers based on like how they improved on tests, I guess.
I think that's a good idea. And then the reason why I ask is because if you all plan on coming next year, it's always good to show previous data to encourage us to make a decision, and then also to help you reroute or fix anything that you might see as an issue, and just continue to build on your projects. It's a good practice.
Member Moda for the record, what motivates you to give back to the community?
I think what motivates me to give back to the community is just seeing people at my schools like don't have as much resources as I have, and so I always feel like if I have it, then they should be able to have it too.
Thank you. 1 minute.
Do our board members have any other questions? Vice Chair Camarillo, seeing that there's none, the YNAP Grant Review Board will be voting on the recommended YNAP funding awards at a later meeting. The YNAP Board will be presenting those recommendations to the Las Vegas City Council on February 4th, 2026. Tara Manor will notify your group with information about the YNAP Board's recommendations within the next 3 weeks. If you have any questions before then, please contact Tara and she will assist you. We thank you again for your time and your presentation. You did well.
Tara Manor here for the record. We have our next group, and it is Top Enrichment Community Development Corporation. Top Enrichment CDC Literacy and Reading Enrichment Program.
Hello, and welcome to the Youth Neighborhood Association Partnership Program Grant Reviewed Board Meeting. My name is Chloe Camarillo, and I am the Vice Chair of the YNAB Board. You have 5 minutes to make your presentation. Then, the board will have 5 minutes to ask any questions. Please introduce the name of your group and have all the members state their full names. This meeting is being recorded, so we will need you to speak loudly and clearly. You may begin when you are ready.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Janine Palmer, and I'm honored to speak with you today on the behalf of Top Enrichment Community Development Center. This is a nonprofit dedicated to fostering development corporation, a nonprofit dedicated to fostering life-changing transformation through faith, education, health, and economic empowerment, with a special focus on training and development for underserved communities. Today, I am here for the request of your support through a $2,000 YNAPP grant to launch an initiative that directly addresses one of the greatest challenges facing our youth, literacy loss. Okay. The Top Enrichment CDC Literacy and Reading Enrichment Corner is a community-based project created to combat the ongoing reading and learning loss experienced by elementary students in our neighborhoods, particularly due to COVID-19 and the well-documented summer slide. This reading corner will offer a welcoming space, age-appropriate books, small group reading sessions, and book giveaway events. Our focus is on students from 4 nearby Title I elementary schools where children come from low-income families and have limited access to reading materials outside of school. These are the students most vulnerable to falling behind and the ones who benefit most from the community support. Improving literacy is not just about reading books, it's about shaping the future of our children and strengthening the foundation of our neighborhoods. This project will boost academic performance, increase confidence, provide a safe, supportive environment, build stronger partnerships, and promote equity by ensuring all children have equal access to essential learning resources. By planning the deeds of literacy early, we help cultivate future graduates, leaders, and thriving adults within our city. With your support, it will allow us to launch and sustain the Reading Corner by covering essential items such as books for various reading levels, bookshelves and storage, comfortable reading furniture, literacy games and activity materials, and supplies for book giveaways. Because of our dedicated volunteers, which include educators, teens, parents, and community partners, every dollar goes directly towards student impact. A key component of this initiative is meaningful youth involvement. Our teen volunteers will help bring the project to life and share what they learned through social media storytelling, presentations and events, peer mentorship, creative projects, and a final showcase celebrating their work and inspiring more youth involvement. This not only builds leadership, but amplifies the positive impact throughout the community. In closing, Top Top Enrichment CDC is committed to helping children not only recover academically but flourish. With your support, the Literacy and Reading Corner will become a sustainable literacy hub, a place where curiosity is nurtured, confidence is restored, and our youngest learners are empowered to succeed. We deeply appreciate your time, your consideration, and your commitment to creating a strong future for the youth of Las Vegas. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your Why Not project idea with us. At this time, our grant review board may ask follow-up questions. Does anyone have questions?
Member Moore here. So, you said that you're going to like 4 different schools. How will you be like distributing the books? Are you gonna go and like hand them out, or is it gonna be like a pop-up library where you go and let them read it, and then you like bring the books back and then go to different schools?
We would actually just pop up and give different library books to different schools. It isn't just you you can read while we're there and we'll take the books back. It's more we'll give books to that school and they can keep them.
Member Jones, for the record, I see that in your cost you put that you need e-readers for $500. Just to verify, is that like iPads and stuff like that?
Yes, that would be iPads and different reading. I meant different devices.
Okay, thank you.
Member Diaz, speaking for the record. Those e-readers and devices, will they also be given to the schools or will they be more on a borrowed basis?
They would be more on a borrowed
Vice Chair Camarillo, I have a question. I noticed that you mentioned social media in your presentation. Is that going to be how you're reflecting on this project?
Yes, we would highlight events, how far have some of our students, how far some of our readers have come. Just it's just for to branch our reading corner to grab more attention and just to show overall how it helps youth and should encourage them to read more.
Thank you.
Member Lightfoot, okay. You said that the schools would keep the books, but how would, based off what you just said, as far as like tracking how they're doing in their literacy and all of this, how would you be able to track that if the schools are keeping the books? Are you all going to be returning to the schools quarterly or every once in a while to sit with the students and read with them? Or how do you plan on gauging the impact of your project?
Yes, we would actually go to the schools quarterly just to see how the students are doing and how they have improved with during their literacy. We are also gonna date it, like log it and see how it improves or how it has decreased during the time being that we have returned back to the schools.
Okay. And I have one more question. How many volunteers do you all have?
So far, we will have 5 teens and our overseer.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Member Moda, for the record, on your budget sheet, it says that you will be having shelving units and storage bins. What will those be used for?
Those would be used for, as we purchase more books, they'll be able to be stored instead of just laying out anywhere without being stored.
Thank you, and you have 45 seconds.
Member Moore, so have you reached out to these schools and like gotten a game plan with them?
Specifically, not yet, but we do have a plan as of going to talk to those schools and going to go get involved with those schools. But as of right now, we have not.
Member Morgan, just a suggestion. If the schools that you're going to donate to, if they have a library system where the kids check out the books, I would recommend like talking to the librarian and seeing if you could get information on how many times the book is taken out and like what the most popular books are, so you can like figure out what target of genre you can get next time.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Camarillo, the YNAP Grant Review Board will be voting on the recommended YNAP funding awards at a later meeting. The YNAP Board will be presenting those recommendations to the Las Vegas City Council on February 4th, 2026. Tara Manor will notify your group with information about the YNAP Board's recommendations within the next 3 weeks. If you have any questions before then, please contact Tara and she will assist you. We thank you for your time and your presentation. You did a wonderful job.
Tara Manor here for the record. The next group that we have is Operation Chill Crew, Beat the Heat Baskets.
Hello and welcome to the Youth Neighborhood Association Partnership Program Grant Review Board meeting. My name is Chloe Camarillo and I am the chair of the YNAP Board. You have 5 minutes to make your presentation, then the board will have 5 minutes to ask any questions. Please introduce the name of your group and have all the members state their full names. This meeting is being recorded, so we will need you to speak loudly and clearly. You may begin when you are ready.
Hello board members, thank you for having us. My name is Sarah Wang and I am the youth team leader for Operation Chill Crew. I am here to present our projects called Beat the Heat Baskets. Although it is chilly out right now, we live in Las Vegas, where summer heat can be extremely dangerous. I kept hearing about people falling ill and even passing away from heat-related illnesses. I wanted to do something about this, and that's how our project started. Operation Chill Crew is a volunteer group that is passionate about local issues, especially heat in Las Vegas. This is our first time applying for the YNAP grant. Last year alone, 147 people experiencing homeless died from heat-related causes. This was a 39% increase from the year before. Emergency room visits among unhoused people is much more common during summer heat. More than 34% of heat-associated deaths in Clark County were, unfortunately, homeless people. These are people in our own city, many of whom do not have access to air conditioning, shelter, or even sunscreen. We began to research and contacted the Las Vegas Rescue Mission to learn more. This is a photo of us with Miss Hannah Gunther, who's the volunteer coordinator at the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. She and others explained that cooling items are always needed during summer months, and that most people do not have access to the basics that prevent heat illness, like hats or a cooling towel. What stood out most to us, though, was hearing that so many heat illnesses could be prevented if people had access to simple supplies. Beat the Heat baskets are care packages that include materials to protect homeless individuals from summer heat. Each basket has sunscreen, a wide brim hat, neck wraps, gel ice packs, a handheld and a misting fan, a card with locations of cooling stations, and that's, for example, a library, a shelter, or another place with air conditioning, and a handwritten message. We wanted the baskets to help people stay physically cooler, but also to make them feel cared about. The cards will have a short, encouraging message, and we are inviting others to help write notes and draw pictures. We are asking for $1,000 from YNAP. This slide details how the money will be spent, so 50 travel-size sunscreens will total to $100, wide brim hats, $150, UV blocking sunglasses, another $150, cooling neck wraps is $175, 50 gel ice packs is $75, 50 handheld fans is $150, and then 50 handheld misting fans would be $200, which totals up to $1,000. As you can see, every dollar is an item that would be in the basket. We have pledged 31.5 hours as a part of this project, which includes planning meetings, collecting supplies, card meetings, assembly, and delivery. We are committed and involved in our project. All of these hours are mainly youth-led, and adults will only help when necessary, like driving and picking up supplies. These baskets will go to the people who need them the most, especially those who are served by the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. These baskets can help prevent heat illness, sunburn, offer shade, and give people access to information on cooling centers. A cooling item can keep someone safe long enough to make it to a shelter or to find medical help. A simple product like a fan can reduce body temperature enough to avoid heat stroke. The cost of one basket is relatively small, but the benefit is huge. If one person can avoid heat illness because of what is inside, the project is already successful. Thank you for listening. We appreciate your time, and we hope you consider funding our project.
Vice Chair Camarillo, thank you for sharing your Why Not project idea with us. At this time, our Grant Review Board may ask follow-up questions. Does anyone have any questions?
Member Moda, for the record, where will you be handing out these baskets?
So unfortunately, it would be a legal issue if we went directly into the tunnels and gave these homeless people the products themselves. So we are working with the Las Vegas Rescue Mission, and we will be giving them the baskets directly, and they will be distributing out to the homeless people that they serve.
Thank you.
Member Diaz speaking. The cooling centers you mentioned, I'm sure I hope this isn't an obvious question, but did you get permission from the cooling centers to site them?
We have not got permissions from the cooling centers to site them yet. That's something that we're working on as a part of the outreach of this program. So we've already gotten permission from the Las Vegas Rescue Mission to list them. We're working on getting permission from the Las Vegas Library to work with them, and Catholic Charities, which is another Catholic-based homeless organization.
Thank you.
Member Lightfoot, you mentioned the tunnels, and this might be for a future project, but there's an organization called Shine a Light, and they actively go into the tunnels, so maybe you can think about partnering with them in the future. But there are other possible cooling stations. I don't know if they're considered that, but I know that on Main Street and Formaster, there are a few different facilities that assist with the homeless, and the city happens to operate one, which is called the Courtyard. So I would suggest possibly reaching out to them to use them as a site. And I was going to ask, have you considered something other than a basket to give to the homeless? Just because carrying a basket, the individuals don't necessarily always have something. They might have a cart, but usually their hands are all they have. So maybe like a sling backpack or something might help just with comfort and whatnot for them. Just a suggestion.
Thank you so much. We haven't yet considered anything other than basket. It was our original idea, so we are very open to revisions and obviously continuing to make our project bigger and better. Thank you so much.
Member Jones, I was just wondering if you have considered providing a flyer or pamphlet with information on like how serious the heat threats can be, just in case like they may not know how much health they're getting put through.
Thank you for that suggestion. I honestly, that's something that we hadn't even considered. I think we were so caught up with the fact that we are mainly going to be working with the Las Vegas Rescue Mission that kind of indirectly gives these people the product that we've made. So yeah, giving other people access to information, I think, is a really great idea.
Member Moore here. So I have another suggestion. I don't know if you guys have already planned this, but I suggest adding like a water bottle or two in there, just because with the misting fan and the cool neck warmer or things, you need water to like activate them. So I just suggest that.
I also totally forgot. We have an example here if it's okay for me to pass this around to the board. Thank you so much.
Board members, you have 1 minute.
Member Lightfoot, this is a suggestion because I would assume this would go well because it sounds like a great project. Um, Definitely ask the rescue mission if you all can, get some of the data back from what's going to be distributed. And then also ask them, and if you can, find a way to get information on what else might be needed for further outreach because this, the homeless, there's always more that you can do. And even in your off time, maybe volunteer at different shelters and stuff like that.
Thank you. Yeah, one of our ideas was hopefully in the future to continue working with the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. What we were thinking was as kind of a continuation of this project to maybe donate batteries in order to support the fans that we give in order to support the fans that we give the homeless people first, and then they can use batteries to kind of like continue that lifespan.
Vice Chair Camarillo, thank you for sharing your YNAP project idea with us. At this time, our grant review board may ask follow-up questions. No, I'm sorry, I am at the wrong one. The YNAP grant review board will be voting on the recommended YNAP funding awards at a later meeting. The YNAP board will be presenting those recommendations to the Las Vegas City Council on February 4th, 2026. Tara Manor will notify your group with information about the YNAP board's recommendations within the next 3 weeks. If you have any questions before then, please contact Tara and she will assist you. We thank you again for your time and your presentation. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you so much.
Tara Manor here for the record. We are done with presentations today. I do have one group that is lingering that hopefully they'll reach back out to me or communicate with me sometime over the next couple of days. If not on Monday, if they do on Monday, we will see them on Monday. If not, then we will have deliberations on Monday. I did provide dinner today. It is a grab and go. I'm hoping that it'll be here by 4:45. I know that some folks have to get out of here, but just know that we appreciate you all. We appreciate you for spending time with us and all the work that you do on this board. So thank you again so much.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Vice Chair Camarillo. Agenda item number 5, citizen participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the board. No subject may be acted upon by the board unless that subject is on the agenda and of discussion and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Seeing that there is none, we are on to item number 6, adjournment. This meeting is adjourned.